My name is Randy Fine. My firm is Robert Fine and Associates, and we are an insurance and financial services provider with offices in New England and in New York. So my role in my clients' lives is as an advisor, somewhat of a consultant, someone that really helps quarterback and game plan all their needs in the main areas of insurance, financial services, protection, savings, and growth of their business, their family, their assets, and their income. And there comes to a time in our conversations where there may be other areas of planning that they need to establish or have reviewed or look at or improve on. And the luxury I have of being in my career, 27 years, you build up some strategic alliances and some strong relationships with other like-minded professionals that can step in and do the job for your clients, whether it's an attorney to draft a will, whether it's an accountant to do their tax return, or in cases that I've been very strong relationship with signature B&B companies where they bring in professionals to look at all the other areas of insurance that my firm doesn't handle, that we're not licensed to handle. You know, I may have a physician that says, hey, I'm opening up a practice, I need to insure the real estate, I need to insure malpractice or workers' comp or property and liability services. You know, my firm, we're not licensed, we don't handle that, so I needed a firm that's very professional, that's very knowledgeable, that has access to the marketplace. And being a personal client of signature B&B companies has enabled me to establish that trust and see the way that they work, their responsiveness, that way that they review my policies and come up with different strategies. I appreciate what they've done for me and my family and my planning, and they're actually doing a great job for the clients we've introduced them to and making the client feel at ease that they have everything in place and they know they can rely on a team of advisors on any area of their plan. So some of the trends that we found in consulting with our physicians, there's so much that they're dealing with day to day with their business, treating patients, learning, continuing education, having a life outside of the medical practice with their family and the ability to have a well-rounded, balanced life. They do not want or need to be experts in the insurance field, in the investment field. They need to have a team that they can rely on to take care of any trends, anything that's growing. They need to make sure their limits are appropriate to who they are now. You could talk to a physician who hasn't raised limits on certain coverages since med school, just because no one's said, hey, let's sit down and review what you're doing now. Your income's tripled, your responsibilities have increased. You now have a partner, you now have real estate, you now have employees, you now have a family. People's lives grow and their insurance coverage, their protection limits, and everything that goes with that needs to grow as well in order to be properly insured and have the right strategies in place for who they are now going forward, not who they once were. We find that a lot. We find they just kind of, I wouldn't say got lazy, but I think just moving so fast in this economy, in this environment, that it's easy to leave behind something that's not needed today, right? I'm not being sued today, I'm not dying today, I'm not coming disabled today, so that can wait till tomorrow. And the strength of our leadership as insurance advisors, both in the personal space, the business space, is to really stay on the cutting edge with ideas and strategies and knowing what makes sense for clients. Everybody's situation is unique and different, but yet at the end of the day, there's products that are in place for reasons to protect our future. What's vital to the success of a business owner is to make sure that your policies, your limits, your coverages are reviewed at least on an annual basis, because the products are changing. There may be new strategies and ideas that could benefit where you are now. You may have outgrown certain products or policies. You may not have realized something lapsed out of benefit and you think you still have it in place. So we always recommend a full insurance review just to re-understand what's in place and why you have it, and bring to the table what's happened since the last time those type of programs were established in the business. And it's amazing, even in a short 365-day year, how people's growth, how people's strategies, how we added on a new partner, we downsized our practice, all in a year's time. As a professional is working and doing, they're not realizing how their coverage is affected and you don't want to find out a claim time. You always want to be ahead of the curve of, are we protected appropriately, properly for who we are now and where we're going forward. In putting together a team of professionals for a client, you have to be very careful who you select, because anyone that you bring into the mix is obviously a reflection of who you are and what you represent. So over many years of being in my field, there's been many firms that I've been approached by to say, hey, can we talk about having some alliances for our clients? And I would think by becoming a client myself of the Signature B&B companies and seeing how they work with my coverage and my limits and my planning and the proactive approach and the professionalism when something arises and how quickly they respond, that tells me a lot. So when I'm introducing other professionals to them to have their benefits and limits and things reviewed, that I know the service they're going to get. I experience it myself. I know exactly what they're going to receive. I know all the people there that are going to be involved in handling it. It's the same ones I use for myself.